95% of XRP holders could be left in the back of. But my intention with modern day video is to ensure that you aren't going to be one of these people. Now, what do I mean when I say that 95% of XRP holders are going to be left at the back of? Well, it's truly pretty simple. When we look at marketplace psychology, it plays a massive position into how the bulk of people make their financial decisions. You've all heard of the terminology FUD or FOMO, and people terms are going to be extraordinarily important in ultra-modern video because the two things are the motive why maximum of you do now not make a lot of cash in cryptocurrency. But by means of the Stop a State of the Art video, you are going to recognize market psychology lots higher, and you are not going to be one of those 95% of human beings which are left behind, as I stated in advance. So this is in reality critical. You men watch until the very cease. Smash that like button so everyone in crypto sees this and permits get into it. So the reason why I am making this video proper now is clearly very specific. You can see that right now the markets are in a country of euphoria due to the fact many exclusive crypto property are currently pumping right now. After breaking via $65.0000 in the identical day, we've got XRP up on the day, we've ICP up on the day, all of these cryptocurrencies. I truly instructed you guys to move alongside on over the route of my last few motion pictures. You can cross back for the last week. I've quite tons been pronouncing this always each unmarried day for the closing 7 days. Now there's a cause why I were announcing that, and you guys who listened made a whole lot of money. Shout out to everybody who is in my Discord community who's speaking about all the earnings that we've got made. If you men want to be a part of those people which can be making those trades with me, simply join into my Discord link down below. But allow us get into the critical part of the video, right? People proper now are in a country of euphoria. Bitcoin just broke through more than 1 degree that many humans did not think it'd wreck via right now at the moment. And because of that, you realize many humans are actually buying into Bitcoin. And that's why we are seeing Bitcoin go from $65.000000 on the day as much as $66.000000. People are FOMOing in, they're shopping for after a green candle bureaucracy. Well, commonly talking truly, if you have this many inexperienced candles, it's surely no longer a terrific time to buy. However, I know lots of you men are likely seeing this and you're thinking to yourself, oh, I got to get in, so I do not pass over out at the opportunity to make numerous money. And lamentably, that is what all of us is doing. That's what 95% of people right now are doing. And positive, I know a number of you guys are certainly smart whale traders and you're no longer doing that. Wonderful for you, but that's no longer the case for the majority of humans. Now, I'm going to display you men something that certainly proves the fact that market psychology plays a very large part into the investment choices and monetary selections for human beings as a whole. Now, this little thread that I'm going to read to you on X is from the Kabasi letter. They're an outstanding extra special monetary letter. I advocate all of us checks it out. However, let's get into it. We can see that the USA consumers' inflation expectancies for the following 5 to 10 years skyrocketed to 7.1% in October, which is the best in over 40 years. This metric has doubled in just several months, according to the University of Michigan Consumer Survey. To put this into perspective, median inflation expectancies have been at 3% in about the final 3 years. Consumer sentiment has been seriously damaged by way of growing expenses of requirements, and expectancies are getting worse. This comes as middle CPI inflation has been above 3% for 41 months, the longest streak for the reason that early 1990s. Inflation is still a first-rate concern for Americans. Now, if we appearance quickly at this chart right here, we can see the very clean indication right here from 2020 to 2024, mainly extra currently in 2024, just how this chart has clearly skyrocketed. But if we pass back just in the ultimate 40 years, all the way back to 1990, we can see, yeah, we have sincerely now not touched this number for a very long term in phrases of this 7.1 stage. And sarcastically, this degree continues to head now. Why is this? This is a virtually odd aspect due to the fact if we go return simply closing 12 months 2023, the expectations have been honestly dramatically lower. And satirically, at some point at this period of time, we were surely experiencing a much higher degrees of inflation. So why is it now that inflation has absolutely come down a decent quantity that purchasers are concerned that inflation goes to keep to go up greater than it has previously, mainly considering the Federal Reserve is simply lowering interest charges? People are beginning to come to be knowledgeable, and they are beginning to recognize how a good deal inflation there has been over the course of the ultimate 4 years. And many extra humans are actually starting to understand exactly how the Federal Reserve truly works. When they print all this cash and they offer all this new liquidity into the markets, and those start shopping for all of their items and requirements at higher ranges because there may be more money to be had, nicely the costs of products and offerings do indeed cross up. And now that humans are greater knowledgeable on exactly how this gadget works, well, now they're involved that it's going to retain, they're going to preserve within the destiny, of course. And that is causing an absolutely bizarre impact of root across all of the markets. The inventory market is hitting all-time highs, even as American inflation statistics and sentiment is in any respect time highs as well. And this is a truly thrilling marketplace psychology dynamic because it essentially says one factor. If you watch that fees are going to go up the next day, why would not you buy these days, right? That's a bargain due to the fact tomorrow is going to be $1 extra, and then the day after this is going to be $2 extra, and then the day after that is going to be $3 greater proper. So I'm going to buy proper now. Inflation, as ordinary as it sounds, it causes purchasers to buy nowadays due to the fact, in case you recognize that your house is going to be well worth $100,000 extra in a year, you're in all likelihood going to buy it now instead of 12 months later, proper. You want to get the most bang on your greenback nowadays. And that is the sort of situation that we are seeing right now within the inventory marketplace. That's the type of state of affairs we're seeing right now inside the housing markets. That's the sort of situation that we're seeing right now in the crypto markets. And this is going over to this chart right here. That is the psychology of a market cycle. And that is where we're going to get to the proportion that I turned into telling you men approximately about 95% of you. Well, with a bit of luck, after modern day video is going to be 0% of you. However allows get into this, right? And I've long passed over this Wall Street cheat sheet a couple of instances because it's so crucial, euphoria proper. You see those cycles, they usually are at a 4-year time frame or 5-year time frame in which you spot those styles of like large gains in markets, and then you definitely recognize complacency, and then you definitely go backtrack and maximum humans. They simply maintain for the duration of this entire time, right? They purchase their cryptocurrencies, you understand, somewhere over right here when the markets begin heating up, right? They maintain all the mana up via the top here. They preserve right here once they see those massive corrections, and then they preserve all of the mana down here, and then they start getting angry that they didn't sell up right here proper. And that is really a totally everyday phenomenon. So if any of you looking modern day video have experienced this, I simply want you to recognize that you most surely aren't by myself. But the key here, and that is the factor that I honestly want to make, because I was telling you guys, and you men can pass lower back on all of my movies where I changed into speaking approximately trading, I turned into telling you guys to go long on Bitcoin and on XRP before this bump happened, right? And it is because I knew that we had been in a level of panic. People had been panicking. They were selling due to the XRP lawsuit that changed into ongoing. People were panicking due to the fact Bitcoin of direction. You realize they did not know wherein it was going to move, and those had been simply panic promoting. And then while we looked at the charts, I informed you guys a couple of times. I stated, hello, look right here. Have a look at the Bitcoin chart. Look, 11th of October, you could pass back. I talked about it then. I mentioned it at the 4th of October. I mentioned it at the 8th of October. I stated, look, guys, right now could be an incredible time to shop for Bitcoin. Why? Because the technicals are displaying it is oversold. And certain sufficient, right here, we're at the 11th of October. You recognize we have a Bitcoin at $60,000. You may have sold it